Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
And even to this day, with the Union Commission, or as they call the Reform Commission, even now, even though they made some concessions, don't mean they're going to exercise it out. He also not only turned his back on his army and the political revolution, not only did he turn his back on his supporters, he degrades us. He pimp slapped us, literally stepping in. How did he do that? By literally stepping in as a major leader in the opposition party. We're talking about a revolution now. We're not talking about parties and all that. We're talking about a revolution. And the ones that are against the political revolution happen to be in parties. I normally tell people take off the party hats, but this is what Bernie Sanders decided to do. He decided to not take off his independence hat, his revolutionary leader hat, and put on a Democratic hat without putting on the Democratic label. He gave us up all for the hopes, the promises of changing the platform of the Democratic Party. Not consulting us again, not understanding that we don't need you to go over there and try to negotiate a platform change. We want your platform, Doc. You run third party, you run on your own, and this revolution is gonna support your platform and make both of them platform look shamed, look dumb, look stupid. This is bigger than you negotiating and carrying out and joining their side, all in negotiating of a funky platform that has no legs, that has no way of commitment. There's no ring on that. There's no. He came in. He left the political revolution to join the Democratic Party. And he's trying to say he's going to bring the political revolution in the Democratic Party. No, it wasn't about that, dude. The Democratic revolution cannot be inside anything. It's a revolution. How you, the loser in the revolution who turned your back, the captured, let me say it again. How you, Mr. Sanders, the one that has been captured, or the one who waved the red flag and turned yourself in, how do you say you're going to turn yourself in to the enemy, but you're going to change the entire army of the enemy? Who in the heck are you to believe that you're going to be able to do that successfully, especially in the next 4 years or 5 years? I got a plan. Dude. He literally stepped in as a major leader in the party and gave his full-throated support to it. Also, Sanders had the nerves, the unmitigated gall to take a position in the Democratic Party as outreach leader with the sole purpose to recruit his supporters into that party. I thought his supporters were already in the party. No, most of the independents who backed Bernie Sanders, most of the people that backed Bernie Sanders were independents, some Republicans and some in the Democratic Party. But even those in the Democratic Party, a lot of them left after they found out that this party rigged and cheated them. Not Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders may have been down with the program. No, he cheated us. The efforts that we had to put in to push this man. He had the nerves, the unmitigated gall to take up his position as the Democratic outreach leader with the sole purpose to recruit his supporters into the party. They call it Dementor. Dementor is still to this day a failed effort to get Bernie Sanders to recruit people back in that horrible failed policy. But you're trying to get us to be a part of a crooked, broken system, especially after we know the horrors of what they've done. What fool is going to say and finally be free and decide to go back into the people that enslaved him? That's a fool. And I'm not a fool. And a lot of us are not a fool. The Dem entered, led by Bernie Sanders, is designed to get people back into the party, all in hopes to help him change the party from within. You had a part of, we don't need that party. We need something to go against both parties. Both parties are side by side with each other. They're one party, two wings. We need another party. And you messed up that shot to make that happen. $15 million plus supporters left after the DNC convention, which was a horrible convention. The shaming, the guilt, the cutting lights off on them while they were speaking. They loathed their activism. They took their credentials, the horrible things that they did to them at that convention. Your supporters. And instead of going up there and scalding them out for it like a real revolutionary, do it since. But I got to understand, you're captured. I mean, you turned yourself in. You're imprisoned by them right now. And you can't go nowhere. They got you by the balls, Doc. They got them. They cut your balls, made a necklace out of them. And the DNC now wears it around their necks. I wish there was some way you can go get your balls back, Doc. Go get your kahunas back. Get your mojo back. Remember that movie Austin Powers where he lost his mojo? That's what you did, Bernie Sanders. You lost your mojo because you cowered and joined the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders is now killing, let me go back, 15 million plus supporters who left after the DNC convention and they continue to undermine the voters, often with Bernie Sanders being the chief person to do it. Bernie Sanders is now killing his own integrity. He, without apology, is railing against his opponents. Is not railing against his opponents. He used to. I have lately heard anything about healthcare, the economy, foreign policy, education, job, minimum wage, Citizen United, and more. I guess that was all talk and no action. Because all I hear now is Russia, the Russians, Syria, Russia, the Russians. No more talk about healthcare. People don't care about that mess. People care about healthcare. People care about education, raising the minimum wage to living wage with increase based on inflation and things like that. No more of those talks. Bernie Sanders is literally, his mouth, they cut a hole in the back of his head and put their hand in it, and now they're doing Bernie Sanders like this. He's become their puppet, and now he's speaking like they're speaking. Bernie Sanders is now killing his own integrity that he built up years. I said it way back during the campaign. If Bernie Sanders joined that party, he will be considered a turncoat. And all the things he's done in the past is swooped down the ground. You're supposed to fight to keep that legacy. Because the moment you do something wrong, it washes away all you did good. That one incident erases all the things that you've done good. This generation in the world is not like that, to just focus on what you did in the past when you're currently doing horrible things in the future. Bernie Sanders' major support of independents now view him as a traitor of the political revolution. They view him as a traitor of the political revolution. And his actions are every bit of a traitor. A traitor, by definition, according to Webster, is a person who betrays a friend, country, and principles. Well, currently right now, don't hear nothing about the principles of Bernie Sanders. So he betrayed us on that. Sure, we know what he believed, but he's not actively voicing that. He's voicing Russia. Betray your country. Bernie Sanders had the opportunity to take the United States in an area where it will benefit all people where it benefit the many, not the few. He could have took on Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party's mantra and applied that in the United States if he did like Jerry Corbyn did and ran as an independent, and would have been out here right now to this date working hard to benefit the many instead of the few. And right now, the few is being benefit and not the many. And that would have been the same thing under Hillary Clinton. They view him as a traitor, one who betrays his principal country and friends. We looked at Bernie as an uncle, a grandfather, a friend of the people. Now a lot of us don't look at him like that no more. The synonyms of a traitor is they see me as a traitor. A lot of us see him as a traitor, a sellout to the enemy. What you did during the primaries was sell out. The Democratic Party is not in the interest of people. They're not. And I know you want to try to change it back to what it's supposed to be when you had every opportunity to have a real people's party. And you blew it out of fear. They see me as a betrayer, backstabber, double-crosser, renegade, fifth columnist, turncoat, defector, deserter, collaborator. A defector. He left the revolution and joined the Democratic Party in order, full-throated, and in order, in joining the Democratic Party full-throated. He left the revolution to join the Democratic Party. I can understand you had a deal, you know, even then I don't, but I can understand you had a deal. But after you found out they cheated you, that was your chance to go for the gusto. No, you defected. You deserted us. You began to collaborate with the Democratic Party. You became an informer in that party. They're using your title to be an informer. Some of us believe you're a mole for the Democratic Party. Some of us believe that you're a snitch, double agent, Judas, Benedict Arnold, quisling informal snake in the grass, two-timer, rat, scab, fink. Usually when you convict a traitor, they're executed. Well, we don't do that here in this country. Bernie Sanders has executed himself in the eyes of his supporters. And those of us who wiped our hands with Sanders a long time ago, he did nothing to try to get us back. Shout out to my boy Rick Cherry. He like, I'm one of them people, I don't left him a long time ago. See, me, I'm a type of person, and I applaud those people who say, nah, I'm not going to be played. He ain't going to do this. Like my mama said, if she hit you one time, Robert, then shame on her. But if she hit you again, shame on you. You the fool that decided to stay in a relationship to get beat up. So whatever's happened to you from this point on, after that hit from that girl, you asked for it. People are smarter than that, Mr. Sanders and Democrats. We're not going to let you use and abuse us, baby. We're not going to do that. We're not going to let you beat on us, crap on us, use us, and abuse us. Nah. If you want us, you got to change your ways. Bernie Sanders has executed himself in the eyes of current supporters and those who wiped their hands with Sanders a long time ago. Many who are now Trump supporters. Many who are now third-party supporters. And many of them are boycott voters who said, I'm not voting for any of these stupid, ignorant candidates. Who votes for candidates that's under investigation? Not I. That office is for somebody of integrity and honor. And if there's not one running, I'm not going to put one in that office. Hey, if you like the content and if you like this particular video, please like it, share it. Also, if you want to become a patron, you can click the link below and become a patron. I'm no Don Lemon, thank God. So again, like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're over 1,500. We're on the march to 5,000. Please click the subscribe button and hit the notification button so you can know exactly when I put a new video up. If you like the content, hit our Patreon account up. A few bucks to get a brother a cup of coffee, maybe a hot dog and a soda from 7-Eleven. Here and though.